you talk to me about just how you think that your just recent term has gone here?
Well, Anthony, I think it's gone. I don't want to ever be egotistical. I mean, but it's gone well. I mean, if you just look at when I walked in the door, I mean, for crying out loud, anybody that would have ever looked at West Virginia's books would have said West Virginia is in total bankruptcy when I walked in the door. And then we built us to a situation where we changed our image, we helped our vets, we helped our elderly, we helped our teachers, we helped lots and lots of different people, but we got rid of all the deficits. We turned into producing surplus after surplus. Look what we did with the roads. Look what we've done with bringing opportunities to our people and everything. And West Virginia became the diamond in the rough that everybody was missing, rather than the state that was competing with Mississippi on who would be dead last. And so we really have had a nice run. Now we've taken a cannonball to the stomach with this pandemic, but we're going to come out of that good too. And so we have actually produced far less deaths than anybody around us. We produce positive number after positive number. We're reopening. We're doing all the things slowly, but we're doing it and getting it done. And at the end of the day, we're going to be okay economically as well.
Why should people vote for you this time?
Well, I hope to goodness that they realize that I'm just Jim. I don't really want anything. I've never wanted anything. I'm not looking for the status or the ego or the next hot tip, business tip that makes you a lot of money. I'm not looking for the next highest office. I'm not doing all that. I am doing just one thing, and just this. I'm here to serve the people. That's a lot of people say that all the time, but at the end of the day, there's not many people that really do it. Well, that's exactly. I drive my own vehicle, I buy my own gas. I am absolutely all in every day for West Virginia. And a lot of times people say, well, he's not on the job all the time, and that's garbage. That's total garbage. I'm in West Virginia every day of my life somewhere. And as I'm in West Virginia all the time, and I'm traveling around listening to the people, just look at what we've gotten done. I mean, we're paving more roads than ever in history before. We've helped our vets more than anybody has. We've helped the elderly. We've got the biggest pay raises in the state of all time for our teachers and all the people that work in state government. And the biggest thing that we've got going for us is just this. You got a friend, I got a real live friend in the White House. And as the time goes, day after day after day, more and more opportunities come to West Virginia, and that's what we want to have happen. And that's what I think there's a lot of work that's still to be done, and I'm up for the task. I'm ready to do it.
You mentioned being all in. Some folks have taken exception to you not staying permanently in the governor's mansion. What would you say to them, and why do you choose to do that?
Well, what I would say to them is, why do they want me to just spend more of the taxpayers' dollars? I don't go on vacation. I am here all the time. I use the governor's mansion for the goodness of what it is that will help West Virginians. I don't use the governor's mansion to have parties with lobbyists and spend money on liquor and everything else under the sun. I don't do that. I use the governor's mansion to bring in business groups and talk to them and try to solicit them to come to West Virginia. I use the governor's mansion to have meetings and all that kind of stuff. And from time to time, when it's convenient and everything that I need to be able to stay here, well, I use it to stay here. But other than that, I'm not going to abuse $1 for this state, and from the standpoint that I can do something to try to help. I am only here for that reason, to try to help, and we've done it. We've done dadgum good at it.
You mentioned the pandemic being a cannonball to the stomach, as you called it. How would you lead West Virginia out of this?
Just like I already have. I said it right from day one. I don't regret that this has happened on my watch. I look at it as an honor, because I've been prepared all my life, because I've done a lot of stuff, and I've been under a lot of pressure, and I can handle it. And so as we move forward, just look at what's happened. I mean, West Virginia has been situated in a spot that is within a rock's throw of 2/3 of the population of this country, border states all the way around us. You look at what's happened to all those border states. Look at what's happened to West Virginia. Really and truly, we made all the right calls. You know, we stopped schools. We stopped the state tournament. We stopped all the visitation at the nursing homes. We're the first in the nation to test all the nursing homes. Today, I was on a call with the vice president, and they're urging all the other states to finish or test all the nursing homes. Well, we did it weeks ago and everything. The first in the nation to go out and test the assisted living areas and everything. Absolutely, our numbers are so spectacular, it's unbelievable. And as we go forward, we know we're the most vulnerable of all states, the oldest, the most chronic illnesses and everything. You needed a leader. You needed a real live leader that had been weathered and conditioned for the storm. And absolutely, that's exactly what you got.
Economically, it's had a big impact on everybody, especially small businesses around here, around the state. What is your solution to help these business owners?
Well, first and foremost, the federal government has to step in to some level, and they already have, with the SBA loans and all the stuff that's going on there, the forgivable loans. But as we go forward, you know, there's going to be more and more and more easing of guidelines. There's been a tremendous amount of monies that have already come into different buckets in the state. What we're trying to do is figure out how we can best use the buckets, protect the mothership, protect the counties, protect the cities, protect our small businesses and everything. You mark it down, that our small businesses and our state and our counties and our cities are going to come out of this, and they're going to come out of it whole or better than where we started from an economic standpoint. Now, we've lost 78 people in West Virginia. It's a drop in the bucket compared to other states, but it's 78 great West Virginians. And I hate it like crazy and everything. It's 78 too many, and we're going to stay right on top of this and trying to stop, you know, this terrible killer and trying to backfill and help us economically in every way. But we're going to be okay.
West Virginia has a pretty astronomical foster care number of kids in the system.
Right.
What's your solution for helping decrease that number of kids in the system?
Well, you've got to get a whole lot more parenting that's going on. You've got to get a whole lot more families that are involved in everything. We weren't paying them enough. You know, we've increased that and everything. We've made a real life commitment to foster care and everything. But really and truly, from the standpoint of, you talk about a tragedy. I mean, you know, a lot of those kids, you know, the school was a safe haven in a lot of ways and everything, and now the school's being shut down and everything else. There's sadness everywhere, but absolutely from West Virginia's standpoint, there's improvement all across the board. We made a real live commitment to foster care and foster kids and everything in the last legislative session and everything, and as going forward, we just want to keep improving on that.
You introduced the Roads of Prosperity Act before, and some of your competitors have come out and said, you know what, some roads aren't getting fixed. I mean, what would you say to those who may be skeptical about the road conditions, especially the secondary roads?
They're out of their minds when it really boils right down to it. I mean, we have paved more roads. We have absolutely fixed more potholes. There's no question they can drive around and they can find a pothole somewhere that's not fixed. But when you neglect the roads for decades, and you sell all the equipment to fix those roads in-house and everything, and then you just dump it in Justice's lap, and Justice comes up with a Roads to Prosperity program that everybody says, the very people that you may be talking about, absolutely campaign to not vote for the Roads to Prosperity program. And we're out beating the drum and everything, saying it's not going to pass, and 73% of the people in this state passed it. And everybody said we would have to raise taxes and put more burdens on our people. We didn't, and everything. We passed a road bond in this state that was 6 times bigger than any road bond ever in this state. It's amazing. It is amazing what's happened and everything. And absolutely, you're not going to be able to fix them all on day one. It took decades of abuse and neglect to get us in the situation we're in. And we're a lot better off than we were. and we're going to be a lot better off tomorrow than we were today.
Wrapping up here, Governor, anything else you want to say I didn't touch on about this?
No, I just wish everybody the best, and West Virginia's going to be okay.